Hi there, my name's Rich and this is It's Adventure. Now, I'm still getting the studio build completed and I'm on the last few bits of it. And today what I want to do is work on the exterior cladding. Now, I've seen a couple of ways of preserving the wood. I've chosen quite a resinous wood, a Siberian larch. And it's in a tongue and groove, so the things should actually just lock together piece by piece. I'm going to put it vertical, which means that first of all I've got to put some horizontal slats to actually nail it to. The idea being the slats will create a little bit of an air gap that the larch can then be nailed to, and then that can be nailed all the way around. But before I nail it to the studio, what I want to do is preserve it. Now, you can use wood preserver and you can paint it on, but I've found there's a Japanese technique whereby they burn the wood or scorch the wood and wire brush it back, and it creates quite a nice effect on it and darkens the wood and acts as a preserver. So that's what I'm going to try today. Is I've got all my stuff out, I've got a gas bottle and I've got a roofer's flame thrower. I've got some plinths to be able to lift the wood off the ground, so I can do the scorching. And then once I've done that, I can move it over to the back where I can wire brush it and get rid of the majority of the soot. So once I've got that done, then I'll be cutting it down to size and then getting it fitted onto the studio. So it's going to be interesting today. It's hopefully going to transform the studio from being a Tyvek covered building site into more of a finished article. Yeah, could be good. Got to be really neat with this as well. I don't do neat very well, so we'll see how it goes. Right, this is it then. Try those first of all and just test it out. I'm not sure how well the ground will do underneath, but we've got the hose if necessary. Ooh, we have burn. It's creating a lovely finish, but this is going to take forever. So I've set the bench up here, or rather set up a little working area. And I'm hoping that the backboard here is going to shield, act as a shield from the wind. So I'm going to try again. See if we can't get it burning a bit better. Right, that is one. It's taken flipping hours. It has taken about 2 hours to get that first piece done. I've also put up a windshield at the end there. See if I can get, if I can improve upon the windbreak technique at the moment, is to take one piece and scorch the top, then flip it over at 90 degrees, clamp it up to a back plane just above another piece of timber, so that I can get the next benefit from the overspill, if you like, of the flame. See if I can get some of the heat to then spread onto the next board. So it's kind of like trying to hit two in one. It doesn't actually make a vast amount of difference, I have to say. Well, I don't know. It's doing something. It is. I'm able to hit 1.5, if you like, get 1.5 uses out of the flame. And also, because the wind seems to be changing direction at the moment, I've been using these. Using the corrugated sheets that I've been covering the wood with as a kind of shield. That way, I can kind of protect, working behind here, I can kind of protect the wood and create as much of a sort of wind buffer as possible. It's all a bit experimental, as you can quite evidently see. Because the wind is now, seems, I don't know which way it's blowing. Is it in? It is in at the moment. I might have to move this into the garage. Bit of a change of plan, bit of a change of location. What I was finding is, whilst outside, there was a little bit of a breeze. Not too much, not massive, but you know, that wind, it was blowing, definitely having an impact on the flame and reducing the amount of heat that was getting out of it. So I've set up, now that I know that it doesn't go ballistic and that the flame gun isn't ridiculous and it's not like, oh, it's not a Tesla flamethrower. It's actually quite calm and controlled. And so I've brought everything inside so that I can just do a bit nice and gently in here. What I've also found is that if I turn this flame down to the absolute bare minimum, I get quite a controllable flow. So what I've got is my trigger now. I've got pretty much control over the heat of the flame. So it means I can actually control how I'm doing this much easier, which is good. So now, less wind, more controllable flame, means I can actually get a little bit faster. So I'd say, compared to what I was doing, this is now getting through it maybe twice as fast. So I've moved up from just ridiculously, incredibly slowly to just very slowly. This is number 6 of about 20 more sheets outside to go. So I think I'm going to be doing this most of the night. I do love how the colour of the grain is accentuated with this flame. It's like turning the contrast up massively when you see the grain appear. Day 2 of burning the wood. I've only got a day and a half left now before we get quite a large storm coming in. So it's a bit of a rush to get through as much as possible to get it done. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to get it fitted before the storm, but I would like to try and get through making sure all of the wood is scorched before we get into that point. So let's crack on. The stuff that was scorched on the left-hand side and the stuff to go on the right, there's a fair bit to go. So that's the end of the second day. End of the second day of burning wood. I reckon now I'm I'm 2/3 of the way through, so I've made some really good progress. I'm really chuffed. I found a couple of new techniques as well. I found better ways of just changing the nozzle speed, the gas speed on the burner, and that allows me to then get a better burn rate. I've also found that if I put the boards vertically and stack them on top of each other, I can get 2 boards and I can go relatively quickly, or it's increase the speed. So little slight improvements at getting that turnover going. I've got 1 stack of wood left to go through. I would show you, but it's pitch black outside, so you're not going to see a lot. Tomorrow we've got the big storm coming in, so I want to see if I can get done in the morning. I'll see how early I can get going to get things done, and then I think it's just a case of battling down the hatches and waiting until that blows over. So for this evening, of course for you it's going to be like seconds, because in the world of internet I'll just go I'm 2/3 of the way through now. These 2 piles, they're all burnt or scorched. So I've just got this last lot to get through. Now I've got a bunch inside already, ready to go. With the panels I've got left, my aim is to get through that today before the storm comes in. It's now 9 o'clock, so I've got a full day. I reckon with a full day of burning, I should be able to get through this and that last pile. And then we can start putting it up. Oh, it's going to be awesome. That is going to be flipping awesome. It's taken me 2 days to get through that first 2 piles though. I don't know. It's going to be a long day. So may as well, less talking, more burning. Technique now, and it's kind of working. So I bring in 3 at a time, and by placing them vertically and stacking them, connecting them up, the flame can actually not interfere with itself. When you're pointing a flame down at the flat ground, heat has a tendency to rise, so you're fighting against nature. So by having the flame directed at 90 degrees to the wood, the heat from the flame is warming the area above it. So I start at the bottom and work my way up, and that seems to be the most expedient way to be able to get through this wood. What I do have to do though is before I stack the wood, is put a bit of a burn at one end, and then that's the first area that I can clamp, and then I can work around the clamp and hopefully not burn it up too much, because I have made it a little bit crispy. This is my my wood clamp here. It's kind of, yeah, melted a little bit. I've got to watch that. Running the burner down the edges like that just is enough to get where the insects are hiding out, those that have left their carcasses. There's like an exoskeleton of a spider as well, left in loads of places. And this just cleans them off and makes sure that the joints are also really dry, so that when I do put them together then there's no issue with swelling wood and whatnot. And it also should create a bit of a cleaner join then. Well, that's what I'm hoping when I do put it up for real, that it'll be all good. bloody hot in here now. Is a bit tricky to get all of the wood out in one go. Just about fits, which is kind of cool. The 3 piles of completed are growing. It's looking good. It's looking good. There's very few now remaining, still to be done. What I have to do is check each of the boards that I'm bringing in, to make sure they're not absolutely coated with insects, because there've been quite a few. There've been quite a few. Made this their home because it's been too long. If I'd have been building this and planning it effectively, I would have perhaps ordered it in stages. But what I figured is things aren't going to get cheaper, are they, at the moment? So I knew I'm going to do this, I knew I'm going to need this, so I ordered everything in one go. So these have been sat for quite a while. Flame is fighting me. It's trying to lift back up into the air, and I need it to stay down, which is why it's much better to have it vertical. Sweet. That's enough. Oh, honey bugger. That's it. In. Got him. Right. This is the penultimate pair. So it's the last but 2 pieces of wood of tongue and groove. And what I'm thinking is, I don't know the exact number of pieces that I'm going to need to clad the entirety of the building. So what I'm thinking is I ought to leave a couple just bare in case I need to use them for other things, because these would be quite cool as little shelves, or maybe a case or something, I don't know. So I don't necessarily want that to be in black and charred. I can always char them later if it turns out that I do need those extra pair. So what I'm thinking is, after this, I'll flip the sides of this last pair rather, and then that should be it. It's, what is it now, 5 to 4. So I'm there or thereabouts with the sort of timing that I expected for getting this done today, and that's pretty cool. I'm happy with that. And then we can move on to the next step. Brucey bonus, it's supposed to be chucking it down today, and it hasn't. So I'm really quite fortunate that I managed to get all of this done and stay dry. Things are definitely looking up, man. I can't believe this is, it's nearly it. It's nearly done. And that is it. Done. So I'm going to get these outside. Temperature has dropped, winds picked up, I think, with the storms about to drop on us. So that could not have been better timing. That is flipping awesome. Wow. Oh, sorry. Done. How many pieces is it actually? What have we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20, 32, 34 with the other 2 that are left. I think I'm going to get these covered over and protected ahead of the storm, and then won't have to worry about them so much. Oh, crikey, Riley, and here's the rain. Unbelievable. Let's get inside before this gets too heavy. Right, so that's that. All of the wood is now all scorched, apart from those 2 pieces that we've left intentionally. So that's I'm chuffed with that. It's taken flipping ages, right? 3 days I've been on that. 3 days, but look, I'll swing you around now, because look at this. Can you see? Clear garden, other than the stuff that's already started blowing around, because the storm is in, hence the rain gear. But that is, I'm chuffed. So now I can get it cut up and get it fitted on the outside, and that's it. Get the building clad. There's a couple of bits and bobs I've been doing inside, like caulking, getting some caulk in the gaps, because with painting it's got to be absolutely bob on. Can't have any gaps, any holes. So I've been going over all of the nails in the chipboard, filling all the gaps with the chipboard, so that when we come to paint, it all looks super smooth. But for now, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Rich, and this is It's Adventure. Don't forget, before we go, click on that subscribe button, and if you click on the bell, you'll be notified the next time I release a video. I'll see you very soon.